Okay, we are live. So, hello, guys. My name is Dan, and this is Buc Nasty. He is the unofficial Telegram moderator and OMI investor and collector. So, Buc Nasty, thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. A little bit of a cold, so maybe my voice is a little bit off a little bit, but other than that, I can't complain.
Yeah,
So.
my voice is a little raspy.
Yeah, my daughter gave me a cold, so that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, so let's just kind of get started. Let's just hear a little bit about you. Tell us how you got into. Well, actually, you do have a military background. I did want to talk about that, but can you tell us about your military service, just kind of really briefly?
Yeah, I joined the Army in 2012,
Oh
like
wow.
right after high school. So yeah, I was an infantryman for 4 years. I went to Afghanistan for 9 months on a combat deployment.
Uh-huh.
Was in the Kunar province, Katmani. So you probably know where that's at if you've been out there.
Yeah, no, I've never
And
been out over there.
yeah, it's probably the worst experience of my life, but I'm happy that I got it over with. It was a good it was a good learning experience, a good life experience, which matured me uh, on my professional side. But as you see, like on Twitter and stuff and Telegram, I'm like really immature. You know, that's how you guys are, or infantrymen are. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I uh I joined the military in Army in 2007, and then I was deployed to Iraq in 2009. And my deployment,
mm,
I really can't complain. It was like the easiest deployment probably ever. I worked in like as an intel analyst. So I worked in like one of Saddam's palaces over there. We had air conditioned trailers. We had hot meals every day. I mean, I definitely can't complain at all. So it was easy. But
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
what unit were you with?
So it was, I think it was 323rd MI Battalion. It's like a reserve unit. So what happened was I was originally in this reserve unit, and I guess they needed people to fill this deploying unit. So they cross leveled me. They just put me from my unit, took me, and then put me in this unit to deploy out. So that was kind of a little bit irritating because I didn't we didn't actually expect like a deployment for at least another year. So I had to like drop all my classes, like do the whole deployment thing. But I mean, it's okay. I'm glad I had that experience, but I don't think I would do it again.
Yeah, I was over at the 101st 2327.
Ah,
Yeah,
wow.
Slack Brigade, or I mean battalion.
Hmm.
It was like I said, it was an experience. Fucking,
For sure. For
I
sure.
would do. I despise everyone I work with because it was just like a lot. It was like a lot of like alpha. Everyone wanted to be like in charge of something or just fight with each other when we were
Sure.
bored most of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was fun sometimes.
So how did you find like Ecomi and VeVe? I think you got into it from a token perspective first, and then got into the collectibles, correct?
Yeah. So how I got into OMI. So I told you like before the stream, I was day trading crypto
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit. I just start because one of my buddies just introduced me to like, hey, like, have you heard of Ethereum? I've heard of Bitcoin. I'm like, I heard of Bitcoin, not Ethereum. And then just he's like, oh, there's like smaller tokens. I think what did I start trading first? I think it was Uni. And
Yeah.
so I was day trading like other cryptos as well, and I was making pretty good money. Like my returns were about 20% a week, no,
Wow.
20% a day. And so it was like around $1,500 a day, and I was killing it, but I was stressed out because I was pounding coffee. I was on shift. I'd wake up or when I was off shift, I'd wake up every couple hours, check my trades because it's before I learned how to like make stop orders, and I really wanted to do it because I was like, oh, okay, if I see something, I don't want to sell it too early. I sell it on
Hmm.
time. So Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was stressful because I was learning, like, I was learning the whole process and doing it at the same time. So like say I was watching YouTube videos, like trying to recognize patterns, how to take profit, how to like spot like a bear flag, bull flag, when to sell, and just like all that stuff. And I was stressed out. I was making good money, but I was just stressed the fuck out. Like my coworkers are just like I wouldn't talk to them. Like I'd look at them like like leave me alone and shit. And then one of my coworkers came up to me probably like a month later. He's like, "Damn, dude," he's like, "I thought you were a dick." And I was like, "Oh, excuse my language, sorry."
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Like he's like, "Damn, dude, I thought you were a dick." And I was like, "No, man." I was day trading. I was like, "Dude, I was making money, but I was stressed." I was like, I hated everybody. So
Yeah. So at one point you stopped day trading. How so were you day trading OMI and then you kind of learned more of the fundamentals and that became your long-term hold, or how did that happen?
so when I found OMI, I wasn't day trading it. It was just like a solid investment.
Okay.
I found it February 15th is when I first bought OMI. And so, because my buddy was telling me about VeVe and OMI, he's like, hey, dude, look at this app. He's like, they sell NFTs. And I was like, he's like, hey, download it. I trusted him. I've known him for like 12 years. So I was like, all right, download the app. Looked at it. I was like, dude, what the hell is this? I was like, $70 for a Batman. I was like, what the fuck would I buy that? He's like, well, they have a cryptocurrency too. And I was like, all right, whatever. Fucking. It took me 8 hours to figure out how to buy it because there was no videos on it. There was
Yeah,
no
yeah.
instructions on how to. And this is my first couple weeks in crypto too. So sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yeah. So go ahead.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was my first couple weeks in crypto and figuring out how to set up Bit4x, how to get money on there, and then um, buying it was easy because it was just like spot or send to or transfer to spot and spot buy blah blah do all that stuff. But the setup was the longest because I had a KYC on Bit4x. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so my bank wouldn't take or my bank wouldn't allow me to use crypto.com to buy. I was sending Ethereum first, and it was just taking forever to set up. I was going crazy, like just to figure it out. It took me like 8 hours. I had to call them, like, hey, like, yeah, I'm buying crypto. Please let me like do this transaction because I was sending like I think like 6 grand at the time. And then so I bought it. There was 0.0007, so it's point yeah 3 zeros and seven. And I think instantly, like right after I bought it, I made like $900, and I was like, what the hell? And I texted my buddy. I was like, hey dude, what the hell is this? He's like, that's linked to the app. I was like, oh shit. I was like, dude, I just made like $900 in like a second. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, bro, just hold on. Like uh, yeah,
Gotcha.
it's history from there.
Yeah, so I remember you shared on like Twitter, you actually got in pretty early, or like definitely before some of the pump. So I think I saw that your cost basis is like 0.0025. Is that about right?
Say it again.
Like your cost basis is about 0.0025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When did you get in?
Uh, so I got in, like I said, 0.0007. So
Okay.
three
Wow.
zeros and seven. And then
Wow.
during the crash is when I doubled down because a lot of my tokens, I'd invested some money prior. I think it was like 16,000, and they were locked up for staking, which is a bad choice because I was barely making shit from staking, but it
Hmm.
kept me like to hold it. So yeah, after the dip, my token like it was perfect timing for me too. Like the dip happened or the big crash happened. Everyone was panicking, selling. I think it got down to 0.0017, and then I just threw like whatever I had. I emptied my bank account, just threw it at, or what I had at the time after bills, and just threw it at home. And then
Wow.
so that's what brought my dollar cost average up.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
So
Are you
I
okay
got
with
a pretty
share? Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Are you okay with sharing about how much you have, or do you kind of want to keep that to yourself?
I'll say about top 500 holders.
Top 500 holders. That is a lot. Let me pull up Jason's chart here. Wow. So, what did you see in OMI that made you want to, put so much money in there? I mean, that's quite a bit, right?
Yeah. Um, so it was mainly the licensing behind VeVe,
Yeah.
and just seeing that it's like at the time no one else was really doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and just like that Batman, so I loved it too. But talking to Reese early on when he used to like me, but I'd talk a lot of crap, so they probably hate me now.
Yeah.
Um, like he used to come in our Telegram group a lot and just like talk to us and stuff, and so it was really nice like engaging with them. And Dan used to come in also and
Dan
just getting
Crothers
their
used to come in
perspective.
there. That's
Yeah, like
crazy.
a couple times. And I sat through his first one of the first AMAs for it was on BitBoy Crypto's Telegram.
Oh, he
So
did an AMA there. Wow.
yeah, it was really good. We supported him like yeah like hey man, remember do this, like say this, because there was another coin like was it Ecom?
Mm-hmm.
There's another Ecomi coin or similar they're selling on Coinbase. So like,
Yeah,
hey
yeah.
man, make sure you tell them it's this one, not that one, because people are getting confused. Because whenever they would talk about OMI, that token would go up, and it was a dead token, and I was like, and we're like, what the fuck? So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
For
pretty cool.
sure. So,
Um,
you know, what do you think that the OMI token can do? Like, what makes you want to hold it? Like, is there a certain price you're after before, everyone wants to cash out eventually? Everyone has like a price. So at what point do you think you would start kind of taking more profit? Probably not now, I would imagine. But where do you see OMI token going?
so my price point would be around like 20 cents. I see it getting there in maybe 3 or 4 years, depending on like how utility is rolled out.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I hope it gets to like more than like a dollar or whatever. Just what everyone's like wanting it to get to, but in reality, I think 20 cents is probably is a good number. That maybe that is when it'll peak.
Yeah. Yeah, I think $1 is kind of a to me it's the absolute max we can reasonably see OMI token. And things would have to be like super perfect in order for that to happen, right? Basically VeVe has to be a mainstream app with 50 million plus users, 100 million plus users. There's a lot of utility with this token. There's not a lot of regulatory issues or anything like that. If all these perfect things happen, I definitely see it happening. But with everything that's kind of going on with some of these hiccups and some of these delays, it's sometimes it's hard to kind of see kind of those high prices. But for me, and probably for you too, I imagine it doesn't have to hit that high for you to hit $1 million. Like I'm guessing that you probably have anywhere from, I don't know, I'm going to throw out a guess here, 40 to maybe 75 million or something, Omi. So if it hits things like even 10 cents, you're going to be a millionaire. 5 cents, you're going to be a millionaire, probably even less. So do you plan on just holding until it hits your price point and selling it all, or just kind of gradually selling? Kind of what's your strategy with that?
Um, it depends on the VV verse. So what I want to do, my current plan right now is to take 10% and put that into land on like within the VV verse because I still think that's a good investment long term.
Yeah.
Not completely cash out, but take like another 30 to 45% out, like just off the table, so I can because I got plans to like retire. Like I want to retire my mom and then retire myself after. So with those tokens, so like say I sell 10% goes to land, and then a 30-45% goes to just selling off. I'm gonna put some in stablecoin and some in Ethereum and stake those and live off the dividends for that.
Yeah.
So that's my
That's
current
true.
plan.
Yeah. I don't think it ever makes sense to completely sell everything just because, like, let's say you do make $1 million or whatever. That's a lot of tax, right? That's most likely
Oh
anywhere
yeah,
from like 35 to 50% of your money is gone immediately if you sell everything. But if you slowly sell off like 5-10%, then you get a pretty good income and you still can let it ride, so to speak. So I think that's a pretty good strategy. So with all the controversy going on, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about kind of the gem debacle. That's kind of the latest thing that people are talking about. What do you think about that?
I think it's not Vivi's fault. Like
I
I
agree.
don't blame them. It's like they've been telling people like, hey, yeah, we're not gonna punish you for trading off app, but you're taking all the risks. You could there's a scam. No, you could get scammed, so do it at your own risk. And I was watching the prices of gems go to like 10%. I've been like just monitoring the Telegram groups, and after that, like that happened, or like once I saw those sales, I was like, something ain't right. If someone's like either someone's cashing out or that volume of token of gems like being sold off at 10%, I was like, it sounds like just sketch as hell.
Yeah.
Either something got hacked or something happened with the app.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah. Uh, it's interesting because, I don't really I buy gems very, very rarely, and I've only bought it from one person who I trust. So I don't actively buy a lot of gems in general, but I kind of get the allure in doing so, assuming someone is legit, they're selling at the zero point 0.1 rate. I mean, a lot of people they've made, $100,000 off of VeVe, 200,000. They have a lot in OMI perhaps. So it makes sense that you sell it all, buy these cheap gems, hold it, and when MTL comes, that's a pretty massive bump in your I mean, that's almost like a 8, 9, 10x return, just basically waiting for MTL. But on the same side, you look at the service or the terms of service agreement, and you know, they, it's not wrong to buy gems, but clearly there's risks. And I think a lot of people weren't aware of these risks, which is kind of unfortunate for them. I mean, I feel for them. I feel bad that they lost a lot of money, but I mean, it's not VeVe's fault. And VeVe can't take a $7 million hit, right? That's just unrealistic for us to expect them to do
Right.
so. Yeah. But
I do feel bad for some of the people that got caught up in it.
yeah.
Like like there's some people saying some heartbreaking stuff. Like some dudes like pretty much emptied their bank accounts. They were already like kind of struggling. Emptied
Yeah.
the bank accounts because they saw an opportunity, and then they got banned, lost those gems. And there's like legit dudes that talk about suicide, and I was like, hey.
That's rough, man.
So yeah. There's some dudes that got greedy, and then there's just like those other dudes that just got like I feel for them. Like it's heartbreaking. I'd be frustrated. I'd be probably crying too, and just like trying to reevaluate like what happened. I'd blame everybody. Like I understand that feeling, what they're going through,
Yeah.
because it's like getting rugged.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. Someone reached out to me. It was when Cavell was doing that stream of the disabled by VV group. Someone reached out to me, and I think this person was like, they lost $40,000. Their collection on VeVe was worth like, 6 figures. It's kind of stressful. Like on one hand, I feel for them for losing that much money. I mean, that's like potentially life-changing gains. If you made $300,000, you can do a lot with that to, potentially have $1 million, right? And to lose all that is pretty insane. But yeah. Do you think let's kind of switch gears a little bit. Do you think Ecomi VeVe is going to kind of reach their goals for this year? Like OMI token utility, the multiple exchanges, VeVeverse. Do you think Ecomi is going to be able to do it this year?
Everything except the VeVeverse. I think the VeVeverse will take more time. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand. I kind of feel the same way. I really want them to have something because they were pretty bold last year when they were like, okay, we're going to have the VeVeverse. It's going to be out in 2021. And then they pushed that out. Like, it's just hard for me to comprehend that you say it's going to be ready within a year, now 2 years. If it doesn't happen this year, I just don't understand kind of how you can not meet that timeline, especially if they don't hit it this year. That would be kind of a big deal for me. But do you have any thoughts on that?
yeah. So I think like what I think is just maybe we'll have like phase one of the VeVeverse by the end of the year, which is like land sales or pre-sales or whatever that'll look like. However they'll do it in NFT format. But I'm willing to wait because like they want to give us quality than rather rush a product. Like you see a lot of like other projects just like I mean other NFT projects or crypto projects that just rush the shit out of their token, out of their sales just to make quick money, and then eventually fails. With VeVe, it's always nice to wait for them because you see the web format. We've been waiting a year for that, and just what the sneak peek that Dan gave us was, I was surprised. Like, oh shit! Like it looks
Yeah,
good,
that's
look
true.
clean. So I was like, just waiting for it would be. Um, sorry.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of speculation, but I feel like it's clear that the VeVeverse is not going to be on the VeVe app. I just don't see that happening at all. Like from a technological perspective, I don't think that's even possible. So assuming that's the case, there's two things they can do. They can either have it on the desktop, which makes a lot of sense actually, and that's what I believe, or they can have a separate mobile app, which is the VeVeverse, which I think is possible. But I think what a lot of the VeVeverse delays are from the, I guess something happened with the desktop app. They weren't able to roll that out, but you would think that would be your priority, right? Because then you can bypass the Apple, Google Store, Play Store fees. That's 30%. David Yu said that sometimes, certain transactions, it's like they may see 55% of that. So you're taking a 45% hit, so it makes sense to want to roll out the desktop first. And maybe that's why the VeVeverse was pushed back, was because of that desktop app. When you think about it, it's everything on the VeVe app that you're putting on a desktop. So it's essentially a new application. So I think that potentially explains why VeVeverse was pushed out. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was like, um. Yeah. So how they're like? Last I heard, I think someone did like the math and just went over everything after they pay bills, licenses fees. Their profits like 5 to 10%. I'm not 100% on that, but or just like 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
So so I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm getting distracted.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, because I often wondered about that too. Because the beauty of what Ecomi VeVe has done is they've outsourced a lot of the work. So that works really well early on when you don't have a whole lot of resources. You outsource almost everything to other companies. But the downside to that is that you're paying all these companies to do this work. So your profit margins have to be a little bit smaller, right? Because you're outsourcing it. when you look at like Recur, for example, like it sounds like they're doing a lot of that stuff in house. So there's more of a capital investment, but over time, as they get bigger, you would think that they would have a higher profit margin. So I don't know. It would be nice if VeVe kind of had their own team, but that's definitely not possible at this point. But maybe in the future, I don't know.
Yeah, they're still, like everyone says, they're still in the startup phase.
Yeah.
And you got to think, like the first year they didn't. I mean, they didn't start to blow up until like towards quarter, like by the beginning of quarter three, and that big blow off in quarter four. Um, so and then you got tax season coming up. So most of that was just like, okay, like they got a lot of revenue towards the end of the year, but they can't really. I think they couldn't really do much with it because they had to get ready for the tax year, and then come up with like a budget plan for coming into this year. And
Yeah.
sorry,
No,
I'm like, God.
that's fine. I have this bet with what's his name? Gosh, Randy Chavez. Yeah, yeah. He believes that we're going to get the VeVe this year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be like fully developed. So we have this bet that if it's kind of the simplistic VeVe, which is kind of what I envision, unfortunately, he'll buy me a steak dinner. If I'm wrong, I'll buy him a steak dinner. And he was actually going to wager a lot more, like 10 million OMI for his
Oh
wager,
shit.
which is that's essentially what I have. It's like it's impossible for me to make a bet like that, right? Even if I was 100%, I would never make a bet that massive because it's just too speculative, right? It's yeah. But what do you think? What side of the bet would you take? Would you take the simplistic VeVe or would you take some of these comments are ridiculous, or
Yeah,
would you take Randy's side of the bet?
I take simplistic VeVe honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately, I,
Like,
I kind of agree.
yeah, like even betting on that, like I know, like this is just gonna be like just a great project, but coming out that fast, I'm like, I don't know. Like I ain't putting any money on that.
Yeah, yeah. Are you up to date with like Epico Regal, like that
No,
little app that has a partnership with Ecomi?
no, I haven't played it.
Okay.
I just when you DM'd me like what it was, that's all I looked into it. I didn't really pay attention to it.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting because it's like the first evidence that we could have a third party using the OMI token. And so I kind of keep really up to date there because, they've said they have a partnership. We know that Ecomi is going to release something sooner or later, supposedly in April. That's what they're saying, like on the Epico Regal side. So if they have some sort of third party utility for the OMI token, potentially that could be huge. But I'm also wondering, what could it possibly be? Because I listened to some of their AMAs and they said something about like they're going to have their own token. And there's some evidence that Epico Regal might be like a play to earn Clash of Clans type game. So initially I was like, well, it'd be cool if you can play to earn and earn OMI. I don't know how that would work, but that'd be like the dream. But if they have their own token, they're probably going to reward people with their own native token, right? Because then it's like they can create these as many tokens as they want. They don't have to pay Ecomi to use their token or pay them to get you can't just give out free OMI tokens, right? Someone has to pay for it. So I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
what potentially could you do with the OMI token if that's going to be part of the ecosystem, if they already have their token there. So, one idea could be like, could they use Immutable X? How you can use OMI token to buy different NFTs off the Immutable X platform. Could they do that with Epico Regal? That's another thought. But I don't know. I mean, and I'm really interested to see what this third party utility is because it could potentially be so bullish for OMI token holders, right? If you have a big game that you can use OMI token to play, play and do things with. But I don't know. I also think that's too ambitious. Like I'm kind of like I'm kind of hesitant to believe that Ecomi VeVe could pull that off. So, anyways,
I think
what do you think?
sorry. Oh yeah, so I think for that, um, so if you say it's like Clash of Clans, like I said, I haven't really looked into it. Like
Yeah,
maybe for like in-app purchases will be done in OMI. Like you know, on Clash of Clans you can buy gems and then
yeah,
like to so, like speed up your upgrades
yeah, yeah.
or like buy new characters or skins for your characters and stuff like that. So I think that will be the use for OMI, and then the rewards would be in their native token to like keep OMI like deflationary, and maybe instead of like the OMI token going to like the app, it just gets burnt. So
Yeah, that would be really cool if they burnt Omi. But I imagine they have to buy Omi, right? Like Ecomi's not just going to give them free tokens necessarily unless they have a deal. But I mean, it would be cool if they burnt Omi because I'd be very I'd that'd be very bullish for me. But speaking of that, there was another controversy like even a couple weeks ago about buybacks, right? Now we've learned that buybacks really probably aren't happening at least indefinitely, and maybe they will never happen. And so it's kind of begs the question: what's going to happen with the tokens in the reserve and the vault? Do you have any insight into, are we just burning tokens that don't matter, or does it matter? What are your thoughts?
I think until buybacks happen, is it doesn't really matter. Um, it's still nice to have those tokens out of like just they're out of circulation. Whatever the burns do, or whatever they have plans for the burns later on, but right now you can just consider all of them out of circulation, not really doing anything, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
No,
uh,
I kind of agree with that because there's two ways this plays out. Either they have to replenish the reserve wallet or they don't. So let's go with the argument that, okay, they don't need to replenish the reserve. So all those tokens burns don't matter. But those tokens never mattered anyways because they were always out of circulation. That would never like affect the supply. So then you have OMI utility, which can burn from circulating supply. So it still achieves our objective of taking tokens out of circulation, potentially at a very high rate. If this is a very popular app, there's a lot of use case. So there's that argument. And then there's the argument then like, okay, so let's say the reserve burns are needed and you need to 100% replenish that. Otherwise the app doesn't work. Let's take that side of the argument. Then my argument here then is you can take OMI token utility, that same burning mechanism, using it for raffles, premium listings, land sales. And then instead of just getting rid of those, you can just take those tokens that people are giving you for services and goods, virtual goods, and then you can just use that to replenish the reserve. So in my opinion, it kind of doesn't matter if we have buybacks or we don't. There's other avenues that we could still accomplish our objective as OMI token investors. That's my argument, at least. It doesn't matter whether it's needed or not, and we may never know, but there's strategies that they can use to top it up if they need to.
yeah, yeah, I think that'd be a good way to go about it. Like
Yeah.
just thinking about that, it's like okay, instead of just directly burning it, add it to the reserve wallet or the burn wallet. I mean, to the in-app wallet, and then just burn those.
For
Um,
sure. Yeah.
that'll take longer, but
Yeah.
so, yeah, sorry, I'm losing focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any other thoughts about anything recently?
Mm, so with the like the AMA or the recent video that came out.
Uh, just anything actually.
Yeah. Sorry. Not really. Just like just what we talk about is like just everything that's been on my mind lately.
Hmm.
Uh,
What's your price prediction for OMI in this year, 2022?
I think an all-time high of 5 cents.
Okay. Yeah, I hope so. My range is like 2 to 5 cents, but I don't know. I have a feeling we're not going to hit 5 cents though, or 4 cents. I think K has a price prediction of 2 cents, and I don't know. That might be what we expect out of this thing is a 2 cent OMI, but I don't know.
It depends on like how much utilities actually rolled out this year. Because I
Yeah,
know they said in Q or starting Q2, which is in a couple weeks or next week, um, they'll start to work on the token or work on utility.
yeah.
So it depends on how many, like how they roll it out. If it all of it gets rolled out this year, and then plus the app growth. I know they talked about adding like OMI token to the app so you can buy it directly on the app instead of paying for listings on exchanges. So they're targeting their actual audience on the app
Yeah.
to buy the token, and then I think and that sounds like a lot better plan than just throwing it on like paying exchanges to list it or however the process goes. You have it like the people who are directly engaging with VeVe can learn about the token and then buy it, use it, and I think they'll like and they said they'll like teach people about or like in the app like just teach people how the token works, what it is, and just other uses for it. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I saw I was recently like reading the white paper again, and they did mention buying, I think, if I recall correctly, they did mention buying or selling OMI through the app, but I don't know how that works, right? Because with exchanges, you kind of need a KYC, right? For most, I mean, Bit4X you kind of don't, but they're so legal about things that you would think that there needs to be some sort of KYC or like regulatory issue. So I don't know how that's going to work with them selling OMI directly on the app, because then they're kind of like an exchange, unless they're selling their own OMI, from like the business wallet or something. I don't know. It sounds really confusing there for sure, but um,
Well, they're trying to well they're
but
rolling out KYC like 100% to
right.
new new users on the app. So I think eventually everybody like to trade on or to trade OMI on the app or just buy it on the app, you will have the KYC. Um,
Yeah,
so
but
I
I,
think
I also
it's
wonder, like, it's not just the KYC aspect. It's like, well, uh,
now they're an
does
exchange.
yeah, does is there any sort of regulatory issue with being a crypto exchange? Like, Coinbase has a lot of like extra fluff. It just seemed like something they wouldn't want to do, right? To do all this other more legal loopholes or legal things that they need to kind of complete to do that. But I mean, I'm hopeful. But the original OMI token utility paper as well. They had listed that everything is going to come out in phases. So they said that quarter two, we're going to get some OMI token utility finally. But the original document said that it was going to roll out in phases, right? So I forgot what the first phase was, but some of it was like premium listings, and then we might see OMI to NFT in the marketplace. That's like another phase, and then renting collectibles. That's like phase 4. So if they follow that timeline where they themselves don't think that they're going to have everything rolled out in the first quarter, that would mean we could probably expect full OMI token utility if they start in quarter 2. We might even just see that in 2023. So I don't know. I don't think 2022 is going to be like a bullish year necessarily. And the market is pretty down anyways. So, but could we see like a really bullish 2023? I don't know.
Yeah, 2023 is going to be like so. Yeah, I think 2023 will do like really well. That would be like the bull run everybody's just been like expecting.
Yeah.
2021 was like, I mean, 2020 was, or yeah, 2021. Sorry, I'm lost in the days. 2021 was just like the first, say the first like life of VeVe and Ecomi. Like everybody's just figuring it out, what it is. It's getting popular. Disney, Marvel
Yeah.
dropping all the good stuff, and it's like, okay, they're like, okay, we're here, like VeVe's here, like, and then 2022 will be like the year we set up utility, maybe
Yeah.
get more exchanges lined up, and then I think David Yu was saying they really don't want to do like big listings until they have utility on the token, just to make it like just so there's a more reason to hold and use it rather than people. Or in my this is just me talking, rather than just buying it. Oh, it's a crypto. It's got listed. It's brand new. Everyone's gonna buy it, and then it's gonna do what it did last year, which is pump really high to a cent, and then just drop because like I can't use it for shit. Like,
Yeah.
what am I holding this for? Oh, price went up. I'll just take profit. Get out. Like stuff like that. And then 2023 is when they'll be like settled. Like, Ralph say like 5 million users. It's popular. They start rolling out advertising. The app is ready. Tokens ready. And they're doing their advertising. So I think that's the year when everyone starts to see significant gains. Everybody starts celebrating and shit. You know how it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I think some big milestones, like, this is my opinion here, but, OMI token utility, even if we have it rolled out, it's going to take time to burn tokens to make a big impact on price. So I don't think that's what's going to be that really pumps the token. But if we look at, OMI's price history, it pumped after the app was released. So my theory is, assuming the VeVeverse comes out whenever that happens, I think that's when we're going to see a pretty modest pop in price. I also believe that I think a lot of our collectibles are probably metaverse capable, or we can make them metaverse capable very quickly. So if Disney ever creates their metaverse in 3 or 4 or 5 years, all the NFTs we've purchased probably can be interoperable. Like, we can use them in the metaverse, or are AR capable, at least like an AR based metaverse, which is, I think, what Ecomi VeVe is going for. Everything is based off AR, not VR. So that could be another thing that pops the price. The Bitcoin bull run, or the halving, happens in 2024. So theoretically in 2025, we could see a massive pump in price. So I think there's a lot of potential things that can pump this price that would make a lot of us really wealthy. I just don't think it's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years, 2 years at least. But
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride. Like, it's already been a roller coaster. Like, for me, like I got a few of my coworkers on there,
uh-huh.
and like they'd call to me like, oh, like, hey bro, my shit just went up like 10, 20 grand on my man. Like, one night I got off shift, I was just like I was laughing so much. I'm like, damn, we so happy for us, man. I made 70 grand in one night. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
like it was a good time. Like, that was before I knew what was going on. I think yeah, last year my all time high was like 800%.
Wow.
And yeah, we were just like celebrating. Everyone was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and then when it started going down, we're like, "Oh fuck, we should have sold." I was like, "No."
Yeah.
But it, so it's gonna be like, and like it's gonna be good once that comes back. Like, I'm gonna feel happy like that my boys are making money. Um, I'll make money. I feel better when I'm able to help people like do more with their stuff, because I think they all bought in like a week after me.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're all sitting pretty pretty good, because they didn't double down. They sell their initial investment. I think they're up like 200, 300%, something like that. Um,
That's insane. Are your friends like long-term holders as well?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Run a group chat, and I give them updates, tell them my views on it. Like, other than like how we're talking right now, I'm more like when I'm more focused when I'm like, because I'll put my thoughts like into text and just like give them perspectives. Like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I think is gonna happen. This is what like the whole time, like even with the exchanges, they're like all hoping like, yeah, it needs like hopefully we get an exchange this month or this quarter. so the price can pump, and then maybe we get back to a cent. I'm like, it's not gonna work like that. I was like, I want it to. I wish it would, but we need utility because same thing's gonna happen. It's gonna pump a little bit, then it's gonna dump because it's useless. The token, like right now, the token is absolutely useless. So,
Yeah,
but
I definitely agree with that. I used to be more like last year. I used to be a big proponent on exchanges. We need more exchanges. But with the recent exchanges like OKEX and Bit4X, it didn't really pump that much, and then it came straight down. So that's pretty clear to me that we need more utility. And in the future, of course, we need easier exchanges like Coinbase or Binance, where you can attach your bank account to it and just buy it from your bed. You can be waking up and then just buy OMI if you want to. But
yeah,
I definitely think utility is key.
yeah, because buying it right now is like it's still a little bit of a hassle. Because like buying off Coinbase is easy. Like anybody can do it. My mom can do it. My coworkers who are a bit older than me, they can do it. I mean, yeah, they can buy off Coinbase. When I told them, like, I tried to explain it in a text how to buy um, OMI through Bit4X, and they're like, "Dude, can you do it for me?" I'm like, "Here's a video." Like, I'll send them a video. They're like, "No, like, I can't figure it out." So, like, I was at work giving like a 30-minute class on like how to like 5 dudes on like how to buy OMI, walking them through it, and I was like, God damn, I feel like a teacher. But it's like right now it's still a little bit confusing for new people to get in it.
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna like, so you like say you're trying to explain it to someone who doesn't know about crypto, but they hear Bitcoin, they hear Ethereum, they see Bored Ape Yacht Club, and like, oh, how do I buy OMI? You can show them the VeVe app. How do I buy the token? Like, oh, well, you go to Bit4X, you send USDT to it from Coinbase, but you gotta set up your account on Bit4X, get it verified and all that stuff. It takes like sometimes a couple hours. And they're like just off that, like people are like, no, nah, I'll wait till it gets on Coinbase. So I've had like one of my buddies who wanted to throw like 100K at it. He's like, no, I'll just wait. That's too much. I have too much money to put like to be throwing around like that.
Yeah, it is kind of a pain in the butt. I mean, I've even lost money. I mean, it's a confusing enough that if you're not paying attention, I mean, I've lost $1,000 in USDT just sending it to the wrong address, and it's just like, it like sucks, but that's like part of crypto. So that, I mean, if someone wanted to buy like $5,000 worth of OMI right now, and they sent it to the wrong address, or it got lost, or I mean, they're never going to buy it again. They're going to be like, that's so traumatizing. They would never buy, OMI ever again. But anyways, yeah.
Dude, I lost or I almost lost. It wasn't my tokens, but it was my buddy. So I was just, like they're trying like we're trying to do it together, and it was like 8 million tokens, and I was like, oh fuck! Like I looked at him, I was like, I'm so sorry. I sent it to an Ethereum address. It was the correct address, but it went to an Ethereum address.
Uh-huh.
And I just looked at him. I was like, hey dude, here. I was like, look, what's your bank info? Like I'll send you the money like directly. Because I was just like I felt so bad, and I was like, oh shit. So I spent days trying to recover those tokens. Um, Thankfully, someone in the official Ecomi group or on Telegram was able to help me figure it out, like how to get it off MetaMask and then send it, and then yeah, send it off that app and then send it to the correct Go chain address.
Oh, so
But
you
also,
found it. That's crazy.
yeah, I found it, and yeah, so it was 8 million tokens, like 4 million to one buddy and another 4 million from another. I kept So I gave both of them cash like before I figured it out. I was like, hey dude, like I'm sorry, like I lost your money, so I gave both of them cash. I was like, here,
Wow.
and and then I tried to figure it out, and I was like, man, oh my wife is gonna beat the shit out of me. But yeah, so I got it figured out. It took probably like 3 days. It was just stress, and I was just like, I was frustrated because I was like, fuck, like now, like I really messed up. But I recovered those tokens eventually. I got my money back too, and then I bought more. was like, oh, thank God. But yeah,
Yeah,
those times when there's like,
I've heard you could do that with Ethereum, but I'm not really savvy on that. But I heard it's possible. But anyways, someone should
it's
do a video on that. Actually, that'd be really good.
yeah, it's kind of confusing. I don't even remember the steps now. I
Yeah,
forgot you even messaged me that. But yeah, it's like yeah, even sending like the when we so just getting like after that happened when we did the token swap, so I had to send in my tokens back to BitForex. I was stressed out. I was like, man, this is like I double check, triple check, and even though I did that, I was like stressing hard, like hard when I was trying to do the token swap. Like my buddy was texting me saying, "Hey man, I'm doing this right." I was like, "Yep." I was like, "Man, double check everything." Like on both, like I don't like take like 30 minutes, whatever. Just think about it because we're sending like 6 figures worth of
yeah,
tokens, just like,
yeah.
and if one number was off or anything was off, it's just that money's gone. I probably would have been crying, but it was just like, oh, I don't like that. It's just hard pounding.
Yeah, I have one last question here. So, do you have any thoughts on like the OMI bridge, the layer 2 bridge, the OMI that's stuck on the VeVe app, the layer 2 OMI?
I think they should have had it like set up before or
Yeah.
just like right away because it's like a lot of people have their like have their like token stuck in the app. You can't do anything with it. You can't sell it. You don't know what some people are going through, especially with everything like all the prices, inflation, everything's going up right now.
Yeah.
Like it's basically your money's locked. Um, so I wish they would have had it like ready, but I
Yeah.
understand.
To me,
There's
that is
delays.
so annoying to me. Like, people ask me like, do you recommend keeping the money, or during the migration, do you recommend sending your tokens to the VeVe app to have them do it for you? And I told people I don't recommend it because there's no way to get it out. And knowing the VeVe team, it's going to take forever, and it's true. It has taken forever, but I don't know. For some reason, I was so dumb. I was like, even though I said that to people, I was like, I wouldn't do that. I think there's easier ways to do it. I still sent a lot of OMI over there because I was like, okay, this is my long-term bag. I'm not planning on selling that no matter how low the price goes. So that's okay. And it will probably take like a couple weeks to kind of get that bridge created. But, here we are, and still they have yet to create that bridge, which it doesn't bother me because that's my long-term bag. But at the same time, they should prioritize creating a bridge so that people can get their money out. I mean, I just think the longer that it goes on, it's just kind of annoying. It's just, I don't know. I just think if you're dealing with people's assets, potentially a lot of money, you should kind of prioritize that. But
Yeah,
what do I know?
my thing was just my thing was just the fear of getting banned. Like, cause you know
Oh
how some
yeah,
people
yeah.
were
That's
claiming
a
like
little risk.
it
Yeah.
was when like random bans are going out. Like people are like, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
So that was like a huge thing for me. I was like, I'm not putting my tokens on there unless I'm sure I will not get banned. Like I don't buy off app. I don't do anything. I don't do anything shady. I just buy whenever. Um, but even I was scared because I was like, man, like just reading Twitter, everyone getting banned. Oh, I got banned. I don't know what I did. I got banned. I got banned. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to put my tokens on here because if I get banned, then I don't have access to my money. Like I understand the NFTs or the collectibles. Like I can lose those any day, but if I lose my OMI, then I'm like, I'm gonna be really pissed. I'll be heartbroken. I'm like, oh, like I'll be stressed. It'll put a lot of stress on me. So that's why I didn't put it in, just because I risk getting banned. And until there was a guarantee that I wouldn't get banned randomly or just how fast I click or just any little thing that'll flag an account, like it was too much risk for me. Like even a 10% chance or 5%, any chance at all of getting banned was just like too risky for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about the ban part because even a couple people I know, they had their account temporarily. Just one of those things where an error popped up and they had to like uninstall the app, and then when they reinstalled it, it was fine. But that stuff is nerve wracking because I remember when. Do you remember when there was like I think it was more of a trust wallet issue, but there was a point in time where there was something wrong with the trust wallet. That's where I had my OMI like initially, where it wasn't showing the full amount of OMI you had. So I thought I got hacked like initially. I was like, because like basically 80% of my OMI was gone. So I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like, I felt like someone like punched me in the stomach. And then I go check on the Go chain. I check my wallet and I see that it's there. So I feel better. And then slowly, every time I refresh the Trust Wallet app, it would slowly get my OMI, my correct amount of OMI back in. But it's things like that. It is stressful, but yeah, you're right. But
I was actually laughing when that happened. I was like, oh, I was like, damn, everybody got hacked. And then I looked at mine. I was like, oh shit, they got me too. And I was like, I was laughing. It was like kind of like not depressing, but it was like, oh fuck, like I'm just laughing because it was just funny. I was like, what did I do wrong? I was like, oh fuck. I was like, everyone's losing. I was going in the Telegram group and everyone's just like, what the fuck happened to my homie? And I
yeah,
was like, oh, I was like, that shit's gone. I was like, mine's gone too. I was like, I'm broke now.
yeah.
I was like, fucking trust wallet rug this. But
I got
it
some
was
super
pretty
chats
funny.
here. I got to address right here. Mr. Budo, thanks for your donation. Buck said he'll crap on Drake's car at $1. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I have a little bet with them or a little challenge for them. I was like,
And
I
then
love Drake. I love his music and stuff. But I was like, man, I was like, just when it shits $1, I'm like, take a shit on his car and just be like, hey, I was like, owe me $1, motherfucker.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But thanks, Mr. Budo, for your donation there. But yeah, okay, we're coming at kind of like at the hour mark. Did you have any thoughts or anything? Anything you want to say last minute?
um, yeah, I just want to give a few shout outs
Yeah.
to Unofficial Ecomi Group, our Low IQ channel, Petro G photography and Petro G comics. He's a really good dude. He helped us like get a like he helps us pick which comics are best. He has a whole list in our group. You can find it in the pinned areas, and I think all those comics that he recommended, like I stick to his top five. We've all made money on early on. Um, Buto, Asian. Who else? Yeah, Galaxy of Coins. He's really good dude, solid. Gives us good advice. We talk to him too.
Good.
And I just want to say I apologize to anybody if I've offended you in the past. Like I'm just on there making jokes. It's not. I don't take it to heart. I'm just like having fun. So
Yeah, I feel like you have to have kind of thick internet skin to do well on like Twitter or like even like the Telegram groups. And I feel
yeah,
like when things when things are doing well, people make just like friendly jokes. You can tell there's not a lot of like animosity there. But when things are down, especially like how things are now, like there's a lot of people say a lot of nasty things, and it's just I don't know if it's just the internet or if it's just Twitter, but it hurts sometimes.
most yeah. I'm sorry for for how we started off, but I thought we were just having fun because I was like, oh, he's military, you probably take it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
part of it was fun for sure. With like
yeah,
K and stuff like that. So it's all in good
oh
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I went too hard on him, like I felt it. I was like, okay, I think I did a little bit too much because I was just fucking with them the whole time. I thought it was funny. I was just laughing, but I guess he took it pretty serious.
Are you cool? Are you cool with him now?
Uh, I really talked to him. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if he wants to talk, whatever, yeah, you can,
Yeah.
just hash things out. But it's cool, my
Yeah.
books.
I mean, he's kind of a troll too, so I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure it's not like this deep rooted thing. So I don't think it's a big
Oh, yeah,
deal.
we're kind of trolling the disabled group.
Yeah.
Because they're just saying the most ridiculous stuff. Like just some of the guys that are there, like the rich ones.
Yeah.
And then so he was trolling them, and then someone had this just I forgot what the argument was, but it was just so dumb. I was like, man, I was like, this argument is as disabled as this entire group, and then I put like Timmy, a Timmy gif is like Timmy. So.
Yeah. Did you watch the live stream Cavell had? That was probably some of the funniest stuff I have seen on like Ecomi, VeVe, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram, because it was so funny because he would make these comments, and then I'm also on the Telegram group and I'm reading people's comments there, and then Kay's in there. He's like trolling me. He's like putting pictures of me up there, just like it was like some of the funniest comedy in like a long time. So it was great. It was like a lot of laughs there. It was funny. It was a good time.
Oh yeah, they're roasting them. Like they posted the chat, or they're like, hey, look at this. Like they're just roasting Cavell. I go in there and I'm just fucking dying. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw the pictures they were posting of you, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It was funny.
they were taking it a little bit too far with Cavell. I thought like they were like talking about his dad, and I don't know anything about Cavell's like family or anything, but I was like, that's a little too personal. I think I don't know, but whatever.
I think some people were joking. Some people were just like really mad.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
He's a
Well,
funny
well, Buck, it's been a good time. I appreciate you coming on and talking about these things. It was great to have you. Any last minute things you want to say? Are you good?
I'll get better at these interviews because this is like my first one, so I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's fine. You get used to it. It's fine. It's still free content. It was good stuff. It was entertaining. But I appreciate you coming on, and guys, appreciate you tuning in. And we will see you next time. Take care, guys.
Later.